Good afternoon. Hope you are well and ready to listen us again. We are prepared virtual tour to our observatory. So an online meeting is quite difficult to show something, and we try to do something unusual. Here you see our telescopes, and so RT32, RT16, and LOFAR, and White Tower is our RT8 or museum currently, and I introduce Agris Berziņš, who are our mechanical engineer, and for today our guide for virtual tour. So he will show you how our telescopes looks now and was before renovation. So it's quite unique for photos and materials. So Agri, floor is yours. We hear you, we see you.
Okay.
So you can start.
Oh, hello, I'm Agris Berziņš, and I'm working in Ventspils International Radio Astronomy Center as mechanical engineer. I will introduce you with our Radio Astronomy Center and its history. Nowadays, our radio telescopes and antenna in our center are used for fundamental science. But earlier, this was a closed Soviet espionage object. The main task was to follow enemy satellite signals and listening telephone conversations. So now we are at the tower where was located 8 or 10 meter parabolic antenna at the top. But now we have a museum in this tower. So we will go in. You can see the original picture with our radio telescopes. So 32 meter, 16 meter, and this is building where we are now. There was on the top 8 or 10 meter, but Soviet Army takes the dish with them. So these radio telescopes was built between 1965 and 1975. We don't know the exact dates of manufacture because this was closed area and no one from outside couldn't enter here. So also, the Soviet Army tried to hide the location of this object, and what they did here. They hide behind the aviation symbols. This symbol is on main gate, and also the soldiers wear pilots' uniforms. But in reality, here wasn't aviation base, and the planes never land here. When Soviet Army leaves this object, it was in 1994. Actually, it was a big surprise for our scientists that such objects exist in our country. And also, this Soviet military object was an expensive, I will say, present for our government. So the population of this area was about 2,000 people. Mostly there were living officers together with their families. There were apartment houses, a shop, school, kindergarten, and even a swimming pool. Before Soviet Army left this object, they damaged a lot of things. They cut the cables, hit the nails in these cables, poured the acid from batteries and engines. So they destroy a lot of things. Yeah. And for our scientists, it was hard to put everything together, to restore everything. And actually it takes 4 years. So here in this museum, we are all the main control panel, which we previously controlled rotation movement of the radio telescopes. Actually, 7-8 years ago, we will still use it. It was in working condition, but originally this one was standing in our 32-meter telescope. This is original place. So earlier 4 to 10 telescope, we use these two rings, one for turning around and another one for tilt elevation fold. So everything must be done manually. But there is also some good things. All of equipment per duplicate. If one breaks down, we can easily use another one. But in our days, we are new one. Everything is renovated. You can see this box is our new control system with remote control. In this room you can see some Faraday cage. We are hide here inside our cluster. So open. This we used for VLBI data collection and other high CPU processing tasks. Actually, earlier this room was machinery room. So I will find it's look like a little bit different. So there was a lot of communication boxes, engines, direct current generators, which with them we were controlling azimuth and elevation engines rotation speed. So nowadays we use frequency converters. So a little bit open. So from inside, it's look like that. So now we also, as we change our engines, they are asynchronic. We are controlling speed with two block of boxes, one for turning around and another one for turning this tilt elevation. Yeah. Okay, now we will go to this elevation room. Direction. So there are our new asynchronic engines. So we take off previous direct current, put new one, and we just join together old mechanisms with these engines. Actually, with one of engines, we are turn antenna. With other one, we are brake to turn off this backslash. But we can also look how it's looked like before. So the same room with old equipment. So there is two 50 kilowatt engines for fast turning and two 5 kilowatts for precise movement. Yeah, but now we are not using anymore. Okay, now we will go back and we will go a little bit out. Now we are 20 meters above the ground, and if we a bit more, yeah, and if we look up, we can see the renovate parabolic structure. So in our case, we can go also there. Yeah, for us, we have good thing that today we can walk in this parabolic surface because it's a virtual excursion, but in reality it's not allowed. So now it's white one, but we can look also how it's looked like before. So this is before reconstruction. We can go also to the top. So it's already above the secondary mirror. From here, we can see our 16-meter antenna, GPS station, and low frequency field. Okay, let's go back to our surface. So you can look at our cabin in which are mounted our receiver. Actually, this is the last year. With this cabin, we will take it also off and we will put new one. But in this moment, there is mounted cryogenic CX band receiver, L band receiver, and receiver for solar observations. The receivers we are controlling from our laboratory. So now we are in the first floor. This is our laboratory. And also in the first floor is our active hydrogen atomic clock. So as we have some more time, we will travel a little bit to 16-meter antenna. Actually, all control systems and drive systems in this moment are the same as in 32-meter radio telescope, but earlier it wasn't like that. In the past, so right, okay, no, not sorry, not right. In the past, so in the past there was a single engine drive system, but we take everything off. So it was dismantled all old engines, planetary mechanisms. Only what we left, it was the main gear. So now we have two pairs of engines. Yeah. So now we have two-pair drive system. Actually, with this, I will finish my excursions, but you will be able to walk around this object virtually. And if you press the play button, we offer the opportunity to see everything about off-red road. So now my colleague Vladislav tell you more about the possibilities use these apps.
Thanks a lot for an introduction of our telescopes and museum. And one more thing, these 3D models are available online, and we are going to put this for public use later. And you are, as a conference participants, have quite unique opportunity to check these first versions. And later you will have links. I will show you how it looks. Wait a second. So Agri, I switch you off your screen and try to put my screen. So hopefully you see my screen now. And here is a PDF with 3 links. So RT32, RT16, and RT8. So RT32, RT16, it's our telescopes, but RT8, this is museum on a place where old 8 meters antenna was mounted. Currently, it is just building with old-fashioned things. And if you press button and open link, you have to enter password. Password is BAASP 2021. And after that, you will be inside our telescopes. So you will see a dollhouse, so-called, and can fly in different points of interest, or just press fly button and you will be following automatic tour. In Zoom, it's a bit freezing of images. In reality, much better quality. So you can use buttons. You can make a pause, and you can use your mouse to just go by points of interest, or press these circles to see images in higher detalization. Oops, no. So go back. And one more interesting thing, so we combine new build pictures after renovation and historical views, how our telescope looks 10 years old before renovation. So you can look at our pictures, and this picture repository will be increased with additional pictures as well. And here is 360 degrees pictures and 3D models as well. So you can travel and see how it looks now or how it looks before. So this is historical view. And as Agris told you, you have quite unique opportunity to climb to our antenna because currently it's quite prohibited, and we try to preserve our surface as best as possible for observations. So for tourists, it's closed now. So this is short tour, and if you have questions, you can ask me now, or after you have link. This will be distributed after conference in a mailing list. You can ask us or share your comments or some ideas how we can improve our heritage information. So this is short excursion, and hope you enjoy it, and waiting for your questions for me or for Agris. Technical or historical, any kind of questions are available.
Vladislav, can I ask you,
Yes,
when
sure.
you showed these pictures, some substantial interface elements appeared in Russian. Are these incorporated into your pictures, or maybe it is specific just for your system, and these interface, let's say, web to passport to enter, maybe it is in English also?
It's system dependent. So if you turn it in Latvian or English, it will change to specific language. So my system recognize what primary language is Russian, so it says in Russian. But English speaking, of course, see it in English. So you mean about the no, this, if you are pressing button, so here is So I think so. It's waiting for password, and this will be in your language, of course. So we have 2 telescopes and museum available for public demonstration. And this link will work 1 week because after we will try to improve it and change. But 1 week you are free to travel inside our telescopes.